Hello friends, happy Tuesday. Kevin Lindsay here, back in the Golden Tee Lounge, taking another look at this week's very first PGA Tour exclusive qualifying event, Easter Island, your top 8 scores. Yesterday we covered game 1, so if you have yet to get out, go to goldentee.com/locations to find a Golden Tee PGA Tour 2022 game near you. If you need some advice, I played very well up until hole 17. So watch everything from hole 1 through 17, and that should give you a good idea of what that course for game 1 is going to look like. This is now game 2, and the hope is throughout the week we are going to play a couple of games every few days so you guys can see the whole landscape of the first 8 games. Now, of course, with weekly qualifying events, you can play as many games as your heart will allow you to do, but I want to make sure you guys get the 8 important first looks here at Easter Island's qualifying event. Now, the one downside to this course is that there are some tees that are non-drivable, as we saw on hole 1. So, we're going to have to make up that stroke somewhere. Let's see if between all the par 3s and the drivable par 4s, let's see if we could get something going and make something happen with the rest of this setup. And depending on my mood, to be very honest, at the end of this video or the end of this game, if we're playing pretty well, we'll play game 3 today. If not, we'll save it for later. We'll see what my little Golden Tee heart can handle, depending on if this shot gets up there. Okay. Can't screw up on hole 3. The other problem is, because this is events mode in production, if I screw up, I can't just restart the video. So, I'm trying my best to not ruin the juju too early. Oh, he says as he hits a terrible shot that's hopefully going to get saved by the fringe. Oof. Alright, good start, very early. 5 hybrid chipping coming in clutch. As I said before, goldentee.com/locations to find a GT PGA Tour 2022 game near you. 8 weeks of exclusive qualifying. Top 8 players every week will punch their spot into the World Championship. If somebody on the leaderboard for this week or any of the weekly qualifying events already has a spot secured, you will see a trophy or a Q next to their name to let you know that they're already qualified. So their spot will go to the next unqualified person below that. GoldenTee.com, at GoldenTee on social media to check out all the different ways to qualify. We've got a money shot event coming up in a few months. We've got PGA Tour and commercial qualifying coming up in a few weeks. We've got home edition qualifying. Of course, you can't have a party in Las Vegas, a World Championship in Las Vegas, without a Friday night qualifier, where at least 2 spots will be on the line live Friday night at Notoriety in Las Vegas. Semi-decent shot for me. Yours truly, of course, will be there all weekend long. Adam Kramer will be there. We'll have a ton of guests and fun commentators. You guys, throughout all the National Golden Tee Tournament events the last couple of years, you guys have made my job easier because I don't have to sit at the booth for hours and hours on end anymore. It's hard for me, of all people, to even get in the booth because there are so many talented players that, you know, instead of being upset or mad if they get knocked out of a tournament, they're like, you know what, let's go talk Golden Tee and have fun. So, shout out to all of you. You guys know who you are. I'm looking forward to having all of you in Las Vegas to celebrate the World Championship and crown our next Golden Tee World Champion. No pressure on Paul Luna at all, the current reigning, defending, undisputed Golden Tee World Champ. He just won in St. Louis a few weeks ago, so I think he is on the right path as we've got, St. Louis coming up in a few weeks, the next National Golden Tee Tour event by Power Events. And then after that, it's on to Worlds. So the other thing, if you haven't already realized it, Golden Tee World Championships are going to be played exclusively on GT PGA Tour games. So, if you've resisted the transition or, you know, were worried about stuff, now's the time, because if you're going to qualify for Worlds, even if you qualify on a Golden Tee Live commercial or home game, you are still going to have to play Worlds on a PGA Tour. That is going to go in the damn water. I didn't think about it enough. Oh, that was beautiful. Thank you, Backspin and Fringe. And the 5 hybrid. All right, so far so good. Maybe I will... No, I was going to try to make a joke about playing so good that I quit my job and play Golden Tee and the World Championship, but let's be honest, it's not going to happen. I'm not that good. The other fun thing is that if you've never been to Las Vegas, great, good luck, welcome. If you've never been to downtown Old Vegas, this is going to be a lot of fun. We were there a couple of years ago for the Golden Tee Mobile World Championship, and to be honest, after having so many, you know, trade shows and tournaments and other events in the heart of Vegas and on the Strip, or not far from it, downtown is a lot of fun. It is sort of more relaxing, but more chaotic all in the same time. This is interesting. Hole 1's not drivable, but then you have a potentially drivable setup here on this hole. Now, it didn't get up there all the way, but I'm feeling froggy. Oh, come on. Oh, it's actually a good run for me. I don't normally chip a 6 iron out of the heavy rough up elevation, but it's probably where some of the top echelon of players are going to recover, that hole 1 not being a drivable setup. And honestly, if they do it, more power to them, because that's a tricky shot. It's not impossible. I had a decent shot on it, so you know it's not impossible. But it is still tricky. All right. Nothing too crazy. No mistakes, of course. I'm using grabbers, and I've got a right 9, 13 mile an hour wind with a 65-yard look. Oh, this is where you either prove that you're a good player or you're not. Let's see what I do. Now, again, this isn't that hard of a hole, but I was trying my best. You want to get close to that cup. You want to stay away from the edge, but you also want to make sure, you want to make sure that you do not leave yourself too far from that cup, because you are going to have an up putt, which is sometimes easy to miss if you're me. All right, so this is not a drivable look here on hole 17, but this is going to be much easier because, unlike game 1, the wind is not slamming in your face. So I'm just going to high tee it, and I'm going to throw it out there with the C3, because really what I want to do... Oh, please, that actually may go in the water. That's impressive, because that wind is going to carry it. Oh, God. Please don't. Don't do it. Don't do it. Stop. Ugh. How embarrassing. Ugh. All right. Well, I guess, you know what? That actually may be drivable. I didn't put a lot of effort into it. I guess I will just have to get my eagle the hard way, which is by holing out from the fairway, which I actually kind of like that. The line's perfect, just not hard enough. Again, hole 17, kicking me in the rear, but that's because I'm a good player. I'm not a great player. And stuff like that sometimes may get you. Apparently, we love 16 mile an hour winds with our randomly generated setups here. So high, 6 wood. Probably a little hotter than I wanted it. Oh, that would have been great. It's going to get wet again. So I went too hard and I cut it in too much. You want to make sure that you give yourself a lot of room for that golf ball to fly. That's all right, though. Even though we screwed up 17, 18, I am feeling good. And let's be honest, I don't want to sit at my desk. So we will play Game 3. Again, just because you screw up a game doesn't mean that you're going to get counted out at all. It's alright. What you do is we'll just play another game. Make sure you're selecting the weekly event on your Golden Tee PGA Tour game. Tap that NFC. It'll pop up with my profile. It'll give me my handicap, what tees I'm on, but then it will also request validation. This is where you see I've played 2 games out of the 8, so now I can go again, and this is going to be game 3. GoldenTee.com/events to also get more information. Of course, non-drivable look here on 1. I'm sure I will catch a lot of flack from that. I'm actually surprised I haven't heard from people yet on it. But that's alright. It happens. We're going to just roll this bad boy in for eagle. I think that's actually a little right, but that's alright. Oh, damn it. I knew the line was going to be... It couldn't just be way right and, like, off in the distance and terrible. It had to be close enough that it would bother me. That's alright, though. Alright, I'm going to call it right now. This is going to get close. See, I stopped calling hole-in-ones because I embarrassed myself. But if I say it's close and I get GSPs or it goes in, I don't feel so bad. Also, if you happen to be out there playing on a Golden Tee PGA Tour, but you don't have the 2022 courses, please, please, please reach out to us through the GT Caddy apps, GoldenTee.com. We will let the operator know that they need to get their free 2022 PGA Tour update installed, because otherwise you're not going to have a chance to play in on any of these courses or even try to qualify for the World Championship. I like that line. Yeah, it's just a little hot. I need to work on my thumb everything. I don't thumb after 25 plus years of palming it. Took me long enough to pull back my shots. Alright, now, hole 5. This is not bad. I could definitely ram this in. You know what? We're going to do that. We're going to ram this in with a low T backspin. Make sure that my left and right, nothing changes. Little right, but that's okay. Goes in the cup. Damn it! Alright. Now, the other fun thing about kicking off our World Championship qualifying with Easter Island is the fact that there are a ton of fun new tees, and it does make it, some of these holes very easy to go after. Especially a hole like that where you can go after it, and even if you screw it up, there's not a ton of obstacles in your way that could really throw your game off too much. Let's see, our TPC Tee-Off Sawgrass contest still going on this month on GT PGA Tour games. Top hole-in-ones all month long on Sawgrass. Have a chance to win tickets to next year's Players Championship, or even win a foursome to go play on the famous Sawgrass. More information at GoldenTee.com. We'll have a new leaderboard in the next couple of days. We'll also have a fun little, not so fun, that's going in the water. That was terrible. I should never play this game again. Damn it. At least the last couple of games, I've been waiting-ish to like hole 17 to screw up. When I screw up on hole 8, it makes it so much more difficult to like want to keep going. But that's all right. We're also doing a fun little, our top 64 courses of the last year on Golden Tee. That should be coming on social media very soon, probably around the same time that you see this video. So make sure you get in and vote for that. It's actually a nice shot. I'll take it. As long as it stays near the away from the fringe so I can get great shot points, I am happy with that. All right, 12 after 9. Not the type of score that you're looking for if you're trying to qualify for Worlds, but it's all right. We're going to roll with it anyways. Hole 10, so much better as a drivable, elevation-changing par 4 versus the kind of boring, probably the worst hole previously on this course, where it was just a straightforward, non-drivable par 4, like no chance. Oh, I thought that was going to be... Oh. So many mixed emotions in the Golden Tee Lounge today. Thought that was getting wet, thought it was going in the cup, and then it went past it, and it didn't give me GSPs. So I think that's about as much of a emotional range as you can hit on a Golden Tee shot. So that's good. We've got that. We're covering those bases at least. So that was a me problem. I was like, hey, you know, sometimes when you hit a 6-iron, you push it to the right. So mentally I was like, okay, let's try to push it straight and left, and instead I pushed it just left. That's all right. Ish happens. All right, not a drivable look here, but you can kick that low driver. I'm told it works better, especially if you have an 8.5, but even with the 9.5, you can get there. This wind is a little tricky, but at least that way you're taking out the sand almost, unless you hit that rock wall on the fly, you're taking out the sand out of the equation in anticipation of getting to hole 16. Let's see if I screw this one up. All right, so far so good. I wanted to hit that harder, but for the sake of this video not going haywire on the last couple of holes, probably better that I didn't crush that. All right, this is definitely not a drivable setup, but this time I'm just going to hit a straightforward high tee driver. This should at some point nestle safely against the rock wall at the worst. Now you have, excuse me, a shorter pin up in the front, so it's a bit harder, especially when you're coming out of the heavy rough, to really dial in. But you're still putting in for eagle on this hole. Somehow I screwed up early, and I'll probably end up with a better score. All right, so now you're getting a little bit more of that Season 4 tee action. I'm not even going to screw around with this. We're just going to take, oh boy, I wasn't screwing around. I hit a terrible shot. Definitely one of those videos where you want to do the opposite of what I do, but that's why we do it. We still have fun with it. Somehow hit that extra soft. I don't know how I hit a soft G wedge with 17-mile-an-hour wind, but hey. Hopefully this one stays up. Oh boy, no, that's... All right, cool. Well, this is just a meltdown at the end of the game. Most people would probably quit. Me, I'm already recording. We might as well just keep it rolling. Should have hit the 9 wood to begin with. So, there is a semi sort of okay-ish preview of games 2 and 3 out of the 8 qualifying games you need for this week's very first week of GT PGA Tour exclusive weekly Worlds qualifying. GoldenTee.com/locations to find a game. GoldenTee.com/events to find more information about this week's event. And GoldenTee.com/worlds to find more information about the World Championship. Thanks again. We'll see you guys here back tomorrow for more Golden Tee World Championship action.